And today we'll be looking at a very sensitive topic, paternity fraud. Some women are really out there to cause great pain to men. They will intentionally come into marriage, or when already in the marriage, get pregnant with another man's baby and then impose it on their victims. Unfortunately, there is no consequence or punishment to these women who have caused so much pain to their men. They have deprived them of what that is rightfully theirs, and they have caused them so much pain, wasted their whole lives. You know, these women, rather than being sentenced or imprisoned, they are made to enjoy child support from the man, who continues to pay for this child because this child was born in the house, in the man's house rather, and also because this man happened to sign the birth certificate of this child, which he was made to sign on falsehood. Yeah, on falsehood. Take a look at this claim. And
what does paternity fraud look like?
It's ugly. It's extraordinarily ugly. And we have to distinguish between paternity fraud and wrongful paternity.
What's the difference?
Wrongful paternity can be innocent. Okay, we went to a party, I had sex with 6 guys. I think it was when I was hanging out the window I got pregnant, but I wasn't sure. But you know, if anybody knows that guy's name, would you please have him call me? And then she names one of the other guys, and he didn't have sex with her. It wasn't malicious, it wasn't intentional. She wasn't trying to harm anybody. She was just trying to figure out who it was.
6 guys in one night?
That's a lot.
Yo, what you doing in these streets?
That's a lot.
I mean, at least limit it to 2. Like, at least then it's like a 50-50 shot, but 6?
6?
6?
And you don't know which one shot up the club?
Bro, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but you know what, I might today. I wouldn't do that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Wrongful paternity. More often, and less facetiously, okay, I'm married, I had an affair. Obviously here, there's all sorts of problems because there are more victims than the person who's named as dear old dad, who may be the wrong one. There's everybody involved in the family, like a situation in Texas, where the family had 5 little towhead kids, all guys, all little blondos. And all of a sudden one day one of the little blondo kids gets in trouble, has to go to the hospital. They can't get a hold of mom, they get a hold of dad. Dad rushes to the hospital, needs to give blood. Whoops. Can't do it. Wrong blood. What?
Wow.
All the kids look alike. Turns out it was the guy down the street.
You've heard of this case?
No, it's a real case. So what happens to this family? Can you fathom what happens to this family? How do you think the kids feel when they find out dear old dad isn't dear old dad and it's the guy down the street? How do you think dad feels? That these 5 little boys that he still loves dearly, when he finds out they're not his bio children, but he still can't tear away.
Bruh, they should go to jail. I think the bitch who does that should face jail time.
I think she should have to pay some type of compensation because that's tough.
Jail for every year he spent raising those kids. She should spend 2 in jail, make it equal.
Dang.
Because like honestly, I'm thinking like what's worse? If you raised a kid that's not yours for 3 years, or you went to jail for 3 years. And I literally think raising a kid is worse that's not yours, because you get attached to those kids, you love those kids, like,
yeah, you love them like your own.
That's worse. I'd rather go to jail for 3 years than think kids, like, have my whole world shattered.
Oof, I don't know.
And then men have to go to jail for child support. If they don't pay it, so it's like send these hoes to jail. Y'all deserve jail time. Okay, wait, let's keep going.
Because he loves him, he's devoted himself to these. How do you think he feels? I mean, it's horrific. Horrific. That's not wrongful, that's deliberate.
So that's paternity fraud.
That's paternity fraud.
She knew who the father was and lied about it.
Paul was right when he said, trying to understand the men's rights movement is like trying to understand a snowdrift, one snowflake at a time. There are unique father's rights issues that vary between unmarried, married, and divorced dads. But there are also men's rights issues for non-biological fathers. Like this man who is facing jail time for failure to pay child support for a child that DNA tests prove isn't his.
Carnell Alexander still owes more than $30,000 to the state for a child that's not his because the mom wrote his name down because she needed to name someone.
No. Heck no.
No.
So you can just write a random name down. So if I got pregnant, didn't know who the father was, I can write Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, put ish.
I can write Ronald McDonald and then get money from the Ronald McDonald Foundation just because I put that name in that.
Elon Musk.
Hey. According to this, you can just put a random name down. I'm going to put Bill Gates. Bill Gates.
Bro, that's so fucked up. That's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
What if I put down 3 names?
Elon, Bill.
Elon, Bill, and Jesus. Booyah. They'd be like, what?
In order to get welfare benefits.
I had to put him down as the father. That was the only way I can get the system.
I'm almost homeless. I'm almost in jail. I'm out of work. My money is being threatened to be taken.
He says the law needs to be changed, so when this happens, as it often does, other men don't become dad by default.
Because there's no such thing as mother by default. Like, yes, you're birthing it, but nobody can randomly put your name down, so why can you do that for a random guy?
Because they literally don't care about men. They literally don't care.
That's
you shouldn't have stuck your dick in it. That's what they always say. It's like, you had sex with him too?
Should never.
What have you been doing? Also, thank you for the $5 super chat. I love how women act like this never happened. Meanwhile, 32% of kids don't know who their real dad is. Is it that high? Can you send me that study? If so, send me on Instagram.
People wonder about MRIs. Why are you guys so angry? And my answer to that is, why aren't you? How can anybody look at this and not be angered by it? And the only answer to that I've ever been able to come up with is that people aren't angry because they don't see men as human beings.
Let's talk about the psychological effect this will have on the man who fell victim to some of these women. Psychologically, the man is drained. I mean, he feels disappointed and emotionally broken. He is totally broken down. Financially, everything is lost. And his life, he's wasted. Probably he must have gotten to a very, older age. And, I mean, think about it. Every year you spend, you've invested on those children, and then they happened not to be yours. How would you feel? That definitely won't be an experience you would go for.
You have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society's changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago. If a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job, couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine.
Heartbreak, disappointment, denial, trick, wasted life. A relationship built on falsehood and uncertainty is certainly what you do not want for yourself. So, make that right choice now and marry a virgin, a woman untouched, with value, discipline, and a true wife and mother to your children unborn, and you will not regret it. Take that action now.